What did our dates look like over the first month? What did we do?
Burger, burrito.
I had no money.
What?
Well, you don't...
Am I jealous?
Oh, you're un poquito jealous.
Of course I am.
Whose attention do you need?
Yours.
So cringe. And then she heard me and a friend and her laughing, and she's like...
Yeah, far away. I was like, what was that?
How to find out if she's the one to marry. You don't even want to screen for green flags. You want to screen for an absence of red flags. I have plenty of YouTube videos. I made a video the other day about 4 signs you should walk away from a woman. I have a 10-minute video here on Instagram. On YouTube, we have a couple of long-form videos. Let me give you a couple of red flags that you have to screen for. And then basically, if there's none, not even a red flag, but if there's no deal breaker, and you feel attracted to her, gut feeling wise, you're good to go. The first red flag you want to screen for is a lack of self-esteem. In other words, is she insecure? Does she assume positive or negative intent when confronted with something that she doesn't understand? You say something and she doesn't know how you mean it. Does she by default assume positive or negative intent? If she's secure within herself, if her home is happy, if her default emotional state is happy, she will assume positive intent. I do that too. People say something, I don't know how they meant it. I'll assume positive intent. I won't get easily offended. Extremely important. The most important qualification criteria you want to look for in the right woman is high self-esteem. It's somebody who actually likes herself. Yes, obviously, you have to be independently happy. You have to like your life. We also have to become more happy through the relationship, or rather we will, because that's how we're built as human beings. But she has to not feel like a broken piece coming to you to fix her. You can't do that either, by the way. If you think you're broken or completely worthless or incomplete before you'll find her, that won't work. Yes, obviously, the right woman will add a tremendous amount of purpose and happiness and fulfillment and aliveness and family and kids and all of those beautiful things to your life, for sure. But you have to come from abundance to attract abundance, not in a woo-woo way. But if you get to the date hoping that she will fulfill you, she will pick up on your micro-expressions and she will be turned off. So the first thing you want to screen for is high self-esteem. Then obviously there is a set of individual qualification criteria. Are you religious? Are you not religious? What do you need? Do you like tattoos? Do you not like tattoos? You have to write your own list of must-haves, nice-to-haves, and deal breakers, and then disqualify ruthlessly. And those are the individual ones. A couple of universal ones are intimate compatibility. Are you compatible from that side? Now, I know some people, they don't want to have sex before marriage, and that's fine. Most people will. And I suggest that you evaluate different candidates at the same time, if you will. She has to do the same thing. And then you both find the person you are most compatible with. Because the number one predictor for long-term happiness in a relationship is compatibility. Another red flag you want to screen for is her desire for attention. Does she need the attention of a lot of different men to be happy? Or is she just happy with only your attention? Babe, do you want to come to the live stream for a second? No. Will you do it anyway for a second? Yeah, please. We're recording a YouTube video also. Come, my Keijo. This is totally uncut. Let's go. Here.
Okay.
Here's the screen. It's a small screen. Do you want to come down? Hi.
Hi.
So, we're talking about you're out. You have your faces out. Cool, like that. So, question. We're talking about attention, right? And I'm saying that one of the red flags men have to screen for is if she desires the attention of a lot of different men. Whose attention do you need?
Yours.
So cringe. But it's true, right? Am I just making it up? In your experience, is it not true that women who need the validation of a lot of different men tend to, on average, end up being more infidelious? I'm not sure if you can say that. Have a higher probability of cheating than those who don't. Am I wrong? I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe that's true.
Boom. My Kate. You're so camera shy. It's so cute. Okay, but imagine it's a live call with the clients, okay? So what are other red flags men should screen for?
Asking for gifts in the first date.
Ah, good one. Okay, good. Yeah, true. Did we split the bill on the first date or did I pay?
I think you paid, but I offered to split.
You offered to split, but you didn't insist, right?
I did. Insisted like enough.
No, you didn't insist. Insist meaning like you had. You were like, yeah, I could if I. You said I can pay, but you didn't insist on paying, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I had no money at the time. It was hilarious. By the way, for those of you who think you need money to find the right woman, I lived in an apartment that had 1 toilet and 5 bedrooms. I shared with 5 other people. So yeah, if she asks you for a gift on the first date, then she's probably more interested in the gift. And I also, by the way, I also say that if she needs you to go, what do you think of women who insist on dinner for the first date? They're not going to go for coffee. They're not going to go for drinks. It must be dinner. What's your honest opinion? You're a woman, you can say it.
I don't know. I think they want to update their picture profile, Instagrams. Ask the guy to take a picture and then post in a fancy restaurant.
Exactly. Yeah. They're using you for social proof. Those types of people, right? Now you might say, oh, but he's making an effort. I'm not saying that you can't go for dinner for the first date. What did our dates look like over the first month? What did we do 5.5 years ago?
Burger, burrito.
I had no money.
Was fine.
Was fine, right? Yeah, the problem was good.
Last burger in Dublin.
Exactly. I was like, fuck, 21 euros again. Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's 21 euros.
Offering to pay.
I know. Well, I would have felt like a bitch. That's why. Okay, what's another red flag if you think about it? What else should men screen for in your experience? Maybe people that you know from your own experience who are in relationships with crazy people. What are some of those red flags?
If they don't let you spend time with your boys, like, why not?
Exactly. Yeah. If she gets very possessive.
Yeah.
About where you go and trying to control you. You shouldn't try to control her, but she doesn't get to control you either. Now, not controlling each other doesn't mean not having agreements. You're still going to have agreements. So, for example, I wouldn't be cool if you said you wanted to go to nightclubs every weekend now, I'd just say, cool, you can do that, no problem. But then we probably wouldn't be compatible for a relationship. But did I ever have to tell you not to do that?
No, because I'm a special case. I like going to nightclubs anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, good. Trying to be cool. I'm cool. Yeah, but we didn't have to have a real conversation about it. It's not about telling somebody to do something you don't want to do. Just find, if she wants to go to nightclubs every weekend and you don't want her to do that, you're just not compatible. Don't try to make somebody into something that she isn't.
Oh yes, like my brother.
Caralho!
My brother.
Oh, brother, so you have a special relationship with that brother, huh?
He had a girl, but then she was exactly like that. She wants to go out and party every weekend. And then he didn't want to, and then eventually they broke up.
Did he break up or did she break up?
It was kind of both.
It's never mutual. It's never mutual.
They were both unhappy.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, yes.
It's never mutual. Who initiated the conversation? I believe that they were both unhappy, but it's never mutual. Maybe you don't know.
No, I do, but I don't want to say.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. That's fair. You don't have to say anything. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. No problem. But that's okay. You don't have to go into that. But
it was kind of mutual.
It's never mutual, by the way.
It was just like one said, so let's break up. Yes, 100%.
That
no argument. Like.
Okay, fair. That's fine, right? Because they weren't compatible and they should have never been together to begin with. Most of the relationship problems men have come from a fundamental lack of compatibility. you know? Okay, so we had lack of self-esteem, being insecure, being controlling, not letting her trying to control your time. That's very important, by the way. She would never tell me to not go and hang out with my friends. You like it when I leave the house sometimes, so you have the place to yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, freedom, right? She's like, go hang out with them, go to the sauna, right? Yeah. But again, you need to be compatible. It comes down to compatibility. How do you get compatibility? Getting a lot of quality options through dating apps, Instagram, in-person approaches to then disqualify most of the wrong people and then choose the right, person. What's another red flag? Putting you on the spot, not prepped.
I don't know.
It's okay, think about it. What's another red flag? Take your time. There's no rush.
I can't think.
Pressure?
Yes.
Well, yeah, let me think. What else do we have? What about being overly jealous?
What?
Well, you don't...
Am I jealous?
Well, you're un poquito jealous.
Of course I am.
But I think you're healthily... Yeah, exactly. Right? Sending me videos of... Remember that reel you sent me today here on Instagram? Of some girl who, she made another guy laugh and then she killed the dude or something, right?
Oh, yes.
Hilarious.
But the guy was making other girls laugh. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's her. That's your type of threat. Yeah.
Exact. Right?
Now, but listen, every woman is a little bit jealous, but I don't think you're actually unreasonably jealous.
I was about to say what happened, but I forgot I can't say it.
What? Yeah, don't say. What is it? You can say whatever.
No, you worry for your friend, and then I was waiting for you, and then I could hear you making some other girl laugh. Just.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's funny. It wasn't even like flirtatious. It was just, there was no intent. It was just small talk because if you're in the flow, and then she heard me and a friend and her laughing, and she's like,
yeah, far away. I was like, what was that?
But here's the difference, right? We didn't have an actual argument. She was a little bit like playfully jealous, right? But there's other women who would genuinely be angry and upset, right? She's a little bit, what happened? And we had a 30-second conversation about it. And it was like, you see my baby, it's all good, right? So I reassured her and we had a fun conversation about it, but it wasn't a real argument, right? She's allowed, if she's not jealous at all, that's a problem. If she's unreasonably jealous, that's where it becomes a problem, right? So for example, a friend of ours from Brazil, we met in Dublin, by the way, in a pub in Dublin 5.5 years ago. I've never been to Latin America in my life. You don't have to travel anywhere to find your partner. You can meet them wherever they are, wherever you are rather. And people are like, oh, Latinas are so jealous. Women from Eastern Europe are so jealous. No, you're a cuck. You don't understand social dynamics. You have no frame. You don't understand how to approach conversations, how to communicate your needs, how to communicate boundaries, how to communicate your expectations. You don't understand any of these things. And that's why you think, oh, you're jealous. Jealous. Set boundaries. And by the way, look, a little bit of it is fine of her marking her territory. She's looking at you like we're walking in public and then there's a girl walking by and like she might like look at us a different, what do you do? Like you grab my arm or something?
Yeah. I need to protect him.
Right? Like, they're thinking you're crazy now. But like, it's actually not, because remember, there's no arguments around it. It's all fun. It's playful. The 3 things you can do, this is a little bit more relationship advice right now than dating advice, but hopefully you guys are going to be in a relationship at some point. If you want the fast track, by the way, click the link in my bio and apply for a free initial consultation. Very important. No, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the things that are going to create hell on earth for a woman is if she feels unsafe, unseen, or not understood. These are the 3 S's from Tony Robbins, I believe. Unsafe, unseen, or not understood. If you understand that that's your only job is to help her meet her needs, be present, obviously. Simplify, it goes deeper than that. In a relationship, not on the first date. First dates are different. They're fun, they're lighthearted. You have to be cockily confident, delusionally confident, while still being calibrated and be a good storyteller. These are more, you're already in a relationship. So locked in. Then she has to feel safe and seen and understood. If she feels safe and seen and understood, she'll love you. If you don't feel understood, you're just like, You're not listening, right? Yes. You don't feel seen, you don't feel understood, or not safe. Reassurance is extremely important. A lot of guys mess this up. Comfort, 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 boundary. Comfort, 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 boundary. They either reassure her too much and set no boundaries at all, which then increases comfort, but it reduces value or attraction, or they only set boundaries, but she doesn't feel reassured. There is zero sense of comfort and stability and safety for her. Well, that's also going to cause her to run away at some point. Cool. One more red flag. You want to go? You have something to do? Am I dismissed? Well, let's do one more red flag and then you can go. Yeah. One more.
I don't know.
Let me think. Flirting with other men in front of you.
That's not a red flag, that's it.
Having to be right all the time. I think that's important. If she needs to be right all the time, that's an issue. Not being able to apologize, not assuming personal responsibility. So can you change your mind? If Renata tells me something, like I'm very stubborn, but if she tells me something, you can change my mind though, right? Give me one good point and I'll change my mind, don't I? Is that not genuinely true?
Yes.
So I think you have to have an open-mindedness to change your mind, whether you're a man or a woman. But if she has to be right all the time, she can never apologize, she's never doing anything wrong, run fast and far. If I do something wrong, I apologize, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's important. And then the last thing, the last universal one, is almost a re-emphasis of the first point. You need to have somebody who scores low in neuroticism. If she is up and down with her emotions, one moment she loves you, the next moment she hates you, that's a real issue. Any final word of advice that you would give?
You weren't dating coach. I don't know.
Anything that comes
I was fished.
You were fished? Maybe when we met 5.5 years ago in the pub, when you were there with your sister, and I approached you, what did you like about me? What?
Everything.
I'm not talking physically.
Okay.
By the way, look, you can have ginger hair and vampire teeth and can still find somebody who likes you, by the way, okay? So you'll do fine. But like outside of that, I'm trying to fucking teach communication skills and social dynamics, for fuck's sake. Like,
you're cool.
This is supposed to be a teachable skill set.
You're fun. You're fun. Cool.
Ooh.
Whatever it means, yeah.
Whatever it means. Great. Okay. Guys, if you want to learn in detail what that means, I got 350 YouTube videos, 2,000 Instagram videos on subject matter. Okay, fun and lighthearted. What else? How was our first date? How serious was our first date?
Not serious at all.
Right? So fun, lighthearted. Did you, when I started talking to you, not even during our first date, but when I first approached you, was there any question in your mind whether I just wanted to be friends?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because you came with intention.
Yeah, exactly. If you communicate your intent, you won't get friend zoned. You might get a rejection. And she doesn't think that, right? I've gotten rejected more times than you ever approached. It's true. It's funny, right? When a woman likes you, she thinks all other women like you. I'm not that delusional. It's not true. Like I teach boot camps. I'm with clients all the time, right? Most of my clients find their girlfriend or wife through dating apps. They're amazing. They're efficient, right? I have a 50-ish-year-old business owner in London. We set them up for him in the last 4 weeks. Never had much success on dating apps. Within 48 hours, 11 quality phone numbers in 2 days. They're great, right? But you also do in-person stuff, right? So I'm out there. I'm in reality. And I have unbelievable skills in this area. Yet I get rejected. Not always, obviously, but it is a natural part of the game. You haven't overcome your fear of rejection. And the only reason you don't have a quality relationship yet is because you have an ego. You're arrogant. You think you're going to do this by yourself. Oh, I'm already okay with women. I'm not doing too bad. I don't have any problems with women, so why are you single? Oh, I'm actually successful with women, so why are you single? Why aren't you in a quality relationship? Yeah, me do some women. You're not the right ones. You have mindset problems. You don't know what you're doing. Most people are arrogant because they think they're going to do it themselves. If you could have done it by yourself, you would have done so. And it doesn't have to be me, but get somebody to help you. At least, look, we have 350, almost 400 long form YouTube videos, 2,000 short form videos, right? If you want personal help, apply for a free call. It doesn't have to be me, it can be somebody. But please get somebody to give you some feedback. Because if you keep doing the same things, you'll run into the exact same types of issues. So my encouragement for you would be, do you want your ego and do you want to tell yourself that everything's fine, or do you actually want the result? That's a question. Cool. Thanks, babe. Appreciate it. Mwah.
And that's you're welcome. Bye, guys.
See you. Thanks. All right, cool. Let me go through some of those more questions. We have 8 more minutes, I believe. Let me answer some more questions. That was a little bit spontaneous. Cool. All right. Next one. Is it okay to marry somebody older than your age? 1.75 years older. Bruh, what kind of a question is that? Yeah, you can marry somebody who's a year older than you. No problem. Yeah, that's fine. How to eliminate temptation and distractions. If you're in a relationship and you feel distracted, you're probably not fulfilled, or it depends on how intense it is. Every once in a while, desiring something new as a man is completely normal. That's your brain. Monogamy is a man-made concept, but that should only be every once in a while and shouldn't really bother you too much. If it's to the point where it really bothers you, you have to make changes in your relationships or break up and find somebody better. Why do women not like caring boyfriends? They do like, babe, am I caring?
Very caring.
Very caring, right? But why are you laughing? No, I am caring. Women like caring boyfriends, and you can be romantic, you can be cheesy, but you also have to be masculine in your communication. That's what most men lack. They're at either one of the extremes. They're either super toxic or they're feminine as hell, and their women can't respect them. You need both in your relationships and during the dating process. How to get out of the friend zone by not getting friend zoned in the first place. I have a 28-minute YouTube video on how to never get friend zoned again. I have a 13-minute reel here on Instagram on how to never get friend zoned again. By basically communicating by creating a man-to-woman connection. What's the best first date to take a woman to? Alcohol-free drinks in some bar. You don't have to pre-announce that it's going to be alcohol-free drinks. You just say, let's meet for drinks one of these days. How to create a deep connection at first glance. You don't create a deep connection at first glance. You create connection, but it doesn't have to be deep. The depth comes over time, but the way you create that is by being radically honest in your communication, creating emotional spikes in your communication. That goes a lot deeper than this. But being radically honest and saying what most men would never dare to say in a calibrated yet kind way creates emotions of desire within her if there's compatibility. We were seeing each other for 5 months, then she became distant and didn't reply. Because you have blind spots in your communication, you have to fix them. Who and how to get to the kiss. After around an hour and a half-ish on the date, between an hour or 2 on the first date, you can go for the kiss. Obviously, you need to, again, build a bit of a man-to-woman connection beforehand so it doesn't come out of the blue. And remember, the kiss is only ever an offer, but you do want to make it on the first date. Very important. Bro, what are the pros and cons of dating more than 2+? Don't understand the question. Well, you need to evaluate different candidates at the same time. If you think she's only dating you, you're confused. If you were to hire somebody for a new position as a business owner or as a manager, are you only going to interview one person? You're going to jump into an employer-employee relationship with the first best person? No, you'll interview 20, 30 candidates ideally, and then you'll hire somebody for the position. You've made that, if you're a business owner or if you're a manager, you've made that mistake in the past. I have, where you hire somebody too quickly without evaluating other candidates, and then that person sucks, and then you have to fire them, and it's bad for them and it's bad for you. That's why you want to evaluate. Because if you always jump into a relationship straight away, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then in 7 years, you're still single and you don't have time. Every day you're getting older. And if you don't figure this out, you will die alone or with the wrong woman by your side who'll be happy that you will have passed because she can latch onto your money. Because that's all she ever cared about. The wrong person. The right person won't care. And there's a lot of amazing women out there, by the way. Okay? Don't let anybody fool you and tell you, oh, women are so evil. They only care about themselves. Nonsense, right? The wrong ones. Cool. Next one. How are you? I'm great. Thank you. Kissed 3 weeks ago, but has been since then we haven't talked. What should I do? Did you try to get in touch with her? If she didn't text you back, she's not interested in you, bro. Move on. Just get more dates. Next. The questions are moving, so I'm having a bit of a hard time reading them. My question is, are you starting a relationship, but 80% of the time you're completely ignored and she acts like nothing happened? Move on. You're not compatible. Just end it straight away. Next. Is it true that if I want to put my full focus on my career and one day I'm going to find my love? No, that's not true. I have plenty of clients who are already very successful in their career or their business at varying stages, right? Some are old and rich. Some are young and rich. Some are young and not that rich, but ambitious. And they're working, right? I have clients who are 65 years of age and I have clients who are 20, right? So it's everything in between. But money won't solve it. If that was true, I wouldn't have any clients. And again, you don't need to be rich to find the right person. As I said, when I met Fernanda, I didn't have any money. I shared an apartment with 5 other people and there was one toilet. You don't need money. The right woman will build something with you. There's plenty of guys who led with money and then they end up losing millions or at least several $100K in a divorce. Let that sink in. If you ever think about an ROI of what's the ROI, the return on investment on a coaching program like that, it's hundreds of X, right? Because if you lose millions in a divorce to the wrong woman, think about that. Lawyer fees, it's unbelievable. So figuring this out early is good. But wherever you're at right now, you are where you are. Whether you're 55 or 27. Fix this now. Take action. It only takes a couple hours a week, by the way. You can have your job and your career and do this. I have clients who run tech companies. I have clients in real estate, doctors, lawyers, accountants, finance bros, medical professionals, software engineers from all walks of life. Guys who are doing good in their career, they're ambitious, and they work their 40 to 70 hours a week. This only takes 5 to 8 hours a week. You have the time. Time is emotion. Whatever's most important to us, we'll find a way to make time. If I wasn't able to answer your question right here, right now, send me a direct message on Instagram. Again, any question that I wasn't able to answer here, please send me a direct message. I'll help you and we'll talk these days. This will also get uploaded to YouTube, so you can go check that out. And yeah, go check out the Spotify podcast and the YouTube videos. Have a good day, guys. Speak soon.